I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Mike Carlin. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful day?
Well, I'm doing great. It might be wonderful and beautiful where you are, but it is cold and rainy where I am.
Well, I do have that email saved in draft that I offer all of my guests who have a sentiment such as yours, which is filled with Caribbean sunshine. I can definitely send that your way on request.
That would be lovely.
Do tell us, my friend, exactly where are you in the world right now?
I live in the town of Stamford, Connecticut.
All right. So you're in the United States. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, you found me on LinkedIn, and I'm a podcaster. One of my many hats is to record a podcast.
Yeah, tell us about your podcast, please. The name of it and what you do there, please.
The name of the podcast is Uncorking a Story, and it is a platform I use to talk to people who I believe are making a difference in the world today, and really meant to spread a little bit of optimism in the world that we live in. There's so much negative news. Whenever you turn on the TV or open a newspaper, most everything is typically negative. So I try and take a different stance and interview people who are doing some good things.
That's great. Where did the inspiration come to inject this type of positivity into the negativity that's going on?
Well, it was actually a selfish thing on my part. In my professional life, I make a living as a market researcher, so I interview people all over the country. And I needed a way to showcase my interviewing skills to prospective clients. And I decided that I would use my skills as an interviewer to talk to, again, people who are making a difference in the world, because it was just something I was interested in. I had this kind of desire deep down to bring a little bit more sunshine to the world. And I decided to kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
That's great. It sounded as though you got caught in the trap, though, that you were attempting to lay.
It's possible. There's definitely a commercial aspect to it.
Yeah.
But
you love it, don't you?
I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy connecting with people.
Yeah. Well, the trap I'm talking about, you were setting it up. Again, you were being strategical, but then you realize, wow, I actually love this podcasting thing a bit more than I thought I would. Was that your experience?
Absolutely, and I just wish I could devote more time to it. But like all things, I've got to prioritize my day.
Of course.
I can't do it as much as I'd like.
All right. Well, work towards it. I'm sure you'll find a way. You did find a way to start, right?
That's right.
I'm voting for you. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I write every day.
Ooh, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel great. It's a great creative outlet for me, and I really sometimes get lost in it. I was writing last night until about 1:00 in the morning.
Wow. What are you writing for? A book, or are you journaling?
I'm writing my 6th novel, and
wow.
I just got a whole bunch of comments back from my editor, who is making me work very hard at the end of the year.
Wow. So tell us about one of your novels, the latest you did produce.
A book called Uncorking a Murder, which is kind of a murder mystery revolving around a person who was wrongly imprisoned for murder, and somebody who is trying to help clear his name.
All right. That's great. Wow, that's intriguing. So yeah, it's the writing that's keeping you back from podcasting, not the day job.
That is true.
All right. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I mean, like when you're writing, how does it make you feel? Well, you said that, right? So let me go again. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they create that outlet in their lives?
I think everybody needs some kind of a creative outlet in their life. When I was much younger, I had a very narrow view of creativity, which I pretty much defined it as the ability to draw pictures, which is very, very narrow. I think as human beings, we all have the ability to be creative. It's kind of perhaps what sets us apart. One of the many things that sets us apart from other animals in the animal kingdom. And I found my outlet in writing and the ability to tell stories. And I think everybody should devote some time, whether it's writing words, writing music, expressing themselves through art or performance. I think everybody needs that outlet to kind of just identify with something in their soul that to give themselves that outlet. Yeah. It's almost like having a little me time every day.
Yeah, I did some me time this morning. It definitely helps, even if it's not structured writing, and it's just writing. For some reason, it's like everything comes and focus onto that one point that connects with the paper, and then it's released. Like, I mean, if it was an ink pen, it would have gone like blath, right? But it is a pen I'm writing, one of those ballpoint pens. But it really helps. So I'm just adding to what Michael is saying to say, just write. It helps. It helps release so much.
I agree.
Michael, where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
They can go to my website, which is uncorkingastory.com.
Love it. Well, Michael, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Michael, what is your earliest childhood memory?
It involves water. My earliest memory is learning how to swim.
Ooh, how old were you?
I was probably about 2 years old, and we lived in Florida at the time. We had a swimming pool in my backyard, so it was very important for my parents to teach I have a twin brother, so my twin brother and me how to swim.
So what was going on in that memory? Is it that they just threw you in the deep side? How did that go?
Yeah, pretty much. They it was called survival swimming. So the teacher threw us into the pool and then helped us obviously get up when we struggled, but it got us used to the water. And I think I remember it so clearly because it was a very emotional experience. And I remember learning in psychology, studying psychology in college. We as humans remember things that are very closely tied to emotions. So if something even very young happens to us and there's a very specific or severe emotion attached to it, we're more likely to remember it.
Was it a male teacher or a female teacher?
It was a female teacher. Her name was Connie. I remember that.
Oh, you remember her name as well. And how old do you say you were? 4 years?
No, I think it was 2. 2 years old. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You must have a bitter taste in your mouth when someone says their name is Connie. Wow. But most definitely, yes. So this guy was sharing his memory, right? And he was expressing that it was his mother and she was teaching him how to swim, and she put her hands around him, and then she released him, and then she stepped out. It was intriguing because his mother was giving him the opportunity to learn. And I said to him, well, it's fascinating because that's a gentle way to do it, right? But there's definitely the harsh way, which is to throw you into the deep side.
I put myself through college working as a swimming instructor.
Wow. You never did that, did you?
No, I did. There was one kid who I know could swim. He did a great job in the shallow end. Feet didn't have to touch the bottom of the pool, all that. Once you got to the deep end, he was scared. So me and my partner instructor, pushed him off the diving board, and he did just fine.
So how do you see the memory connecting to who you are today, Mike?
Oh, boy. I've always connected with water. I've always lived somewhere near water, and it was very important for me to have my kids. That's a tricky one. It was important for me to have my own kids learn how to swim. I guess it's just I don't know. Maybe it was just part of living in South Florida. I'm not sure, but that's a
Yeah. Well, all right. Let me take a jab at it.
okay.
I think it's intriguing that you're an individual that dives in on the deep end of things. You think it out, you strategize, but you understand that at the end of it, you need to just get in there and do the work that's necessary, despite the fears, because that is the process to getting to the other side.
I loved how you phrased that because I do feel like I'm somebody who's always jumped right in with both feet into any activity, even if it's something I've never done before.
Yeah, you did it for podcasting. You're doing it as a writer, and I'm guessing you do it in many other things. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's intriguing. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
And I was 12 years old in 1986. So I'm going to have to say it was Run DMC's Walk This Way, the collaboration they did with Aerosmith. I just love the sound of that.
Yeah. Well, you definitely walked this way, right? Your own way. Love it.
Right?
Well, Mike, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Mike, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
3, they're triplets.
Wow. So twin made triplets. Wow.
That's right.
How fun is that? How old are they now?
They're 15 years old.
Wow. So you must not have any hair.
It's leaving me quickly.
Wow. How was that experience?
It was wild. It was we didn't sleep for the first year of their life. But it's been fantastic. I wouldn't have changed a thing. It's been just a tremendous opportunity to watch these 3 grow into just great young women and 1 young man.
Wow. So you got 2 boys, 1 girl, or 2 girls, 1 boy. All right.
2 girls, 1 boy.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, talk about diving in the deep end.
Absolutely.
Wow. Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do. I have a very wide group of friends, but there are definitely those who I am much closer to than the others.
Do you believe in God?
I do, and I hope he believes in me.
Do you have an inner circle of friends? I said that at one time already. So just look at what happened there. My brain is so accustomed to asking the "Do you believe God?" question before that automatically, without my being able to control it because of habits and how powerful habits are, right? It went straight to the same question that I always ask after. Isn't that fascinating?
Very, very much so.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I do not.
All right. How about 3 hours a week?
Definitely 3 hours a week.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say the computer is more than 8 just because I use it for work all day long.
Right, all right. Mike, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Mike Carlin, what would you say that is?
I don't know that it's unique, but I'll say do or do not, there is no try. And I'm paraphrasing Yoda from The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just like that guy being pushed into that pool. There is no do or do not there, right? There is do.
Just got to do it.
Love it. Well, I guess there is the do not, right? Like you could float, right?
You could certainly float.
Oh, wonderful. Well, my friend, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to say thank you for your time. And if anybody wants to connect with me, they can just go to uncorkingastory.com.
Love it, Mike Carlin. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com And for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.